Hello, welcome to Kirks and Crowns, a journey through Scotland's rugged landscapes and layered paths, among quiet fields and ancient stone. We'll explore the kirks, palaces and crowns that once ruled over this land. Today I'll be exploring Binny Craig, Strathbrock Kirk of St Nicholas, and the old forgotten remains of Strathbrock Castle, here in the village of Uphall. These places lie close together, yet each speaks to a different kind of power. The power of land, the power of faith, and the power of kings. So please join us on our first stop, Binny Craig. Binny Craig rises sharply from the West Lothian plain, a hard outcrop that has drawn stories to it for centuries. It's long been whispered about as a fairy haunt, with a small knoll on its flank, still known as Witch Craig. A name that alone tells you this was never considered ordinary ground. Geologists will tell you Binny is the hardened core of an ancient volcano, but folk memory in West Lothian tells a darker story. They said it was the devil himself who raised this place, tearing the stone from the land, piling it high, and leaving the hill standing like a mark of his passing. In June 1897, Binny Craig was chosen as the site of a public bonfire and beacon to mark Queen Victoria's Diamond Jubilee. On the instruction of Lord Rosebery, a great fire was built on the hill, its light meant to carry across the surrounding countryside. For one night, this quiet crag became a place of royal attention, its flame linking a local hill to the power and pageantry of the crown. This is Ecclesmachan Burn, namesake of St Machan. Tradition holds that Machan was a 6th century missionary, a disciple of St Caddick of Wales. Machan is said to have focused his mission on the Clyde Valley. His influence survives in the landscape attached to water, to land, and to the church that still bears his name, which I'll be visiting shortly. St Machan, though far less well known than some, left a lasting mark on this area. He gave his name to the village of Ecclesmachan, literally the Church of St Machan. When a stone church was built here in the 12th century, it was dedicated to this otherwise obscure Celtic saint, suggesting it stood on a much older Christian site. Machan appears to have come from the kingdom of Strathclyde, in northern Britain like St Ninian. He was educated in Ireland, ordained as a bishop in Rome. His relics were buried in a stone church around 1175 at Campsie Glen. A side altar dedicated to him was later erected in Glasgow Cathedral in 1458, showing how widely he was once honoured. Here, I'm just having a little walk down to the Commonwealth War Graves. It's a nice little area, although maybe not the cheeriest. Next, I will be visiting the Strathbrock Kirk of St. Nicholas. This is the Strathbrock Kirk of St. Nicholas. First built around 1185, present Kirk stands on an older sacred site. Like many parish churches across Scotland, it has been rebuilt and reshaped over time. Stone has been replaced, walls altered, generations come and gone, yet its role as a spiritual centre is quietly endured. I'm struck by how many of these gravestones have been cut clean through. A few have been repaired over time, but these scars are still visible. The churchyard also holds a striking bronze monument created in 1866 by Sir John Steele, the sculptor best known for the statue of Sir Walter Scott that crowns Edinburgh's Scott Monument. It commemorates Lieutenant Colonel John Drysdale, linking this quiet kirkyard to the wider stories of Scotland's art empire and memory. Positioned in what was once one of the main roads through the area, this kirk would have been among the first landmarks encountered by travellers, a familiar presence for those passing through Strathbrock. St. Nicholas of Myra lived in the late 3rd and early 4th century during the reign of Roman Emperor Constantine. He became known as a defender of truth. At the Council of Nicaea in AD 325, Nicholas is traditionally said to have opposed the teachings of Arius, who claimed that Christ was a created being and not fully divine. Nicholas held firmly to the belief that Christ was eternal, truly divine. At the top of the church hangs a bell cast in 1503, inscribed in Latin. Translated it reads, "In honour of St. Nicholas, the bell of the church of Strathbrock, in the year of our Lord, 1503. For more than 5 centuries, that bell has marked time here, calling people to gather, to heal, and to remember. Let's have a look at what remains of Strathbrock Castle. In truth, very little. This was once a moat and bailey stronghold, likely surrounded by a ditch or moat. Today, the land has absorbed it completely. In 1456, King James II of Scotland directed that £55, 13 shillings and 4 pence from the revenues of the lands of Strathbrock be paid to James Kennedy, Bishop of St Andrews, to fund the upkeep of Edinburgh Castle. And while nothing of the castle stands above ground today, fragments of its past remain. Excavations uncovered carved stones and wall foundations, alongside medieval pottery, oyster shells, and even a 16th century sword. 2 carved pineapple stones, thought to come from the castle, survive today at Houston House. The stones still have more to say. Join me next time as we continue exploring the Kirks and the crowns that once ruled them.